Good morning, dear students. We were doing chapter organizing, and today we are going to do delegation, its elements, principles, and importance. First of all, we will do meaning of delegation of authority. Authority means power to command. One superior, if he thinks he can do everything in the organization, it is not possible. He has to give some of his work to his subordinates. So we can say that this is a delegation of authority. It means a granting of authority to subordinates to operate within the prescribed limits. The manager who delegates authority holds his subordinates responsibility for proper performance of the assigned task. To make sure that the subordinates perform all the work effectively and efficiently in expected manner, the manager creates accountability. Means when the delegation of authority happens, one senior must ensure that the work is done in the proper manner, and whatever authority is given, it should not be misused, and he cannot say that I am out of this job now. He has to look after everything and make sure the work is completed on time with effectiveness and efficiency. These are three elements of delegation, that is authority, responsibility, and accountability. So what is the meaning of authority? Authority means the power of taking decision. So authority is that power which influences the conduct of others. Number two, responsibility. It is the obligation of a subordinate to properly perform the assigned duty. So when a superior issues order, it becomes the responsibility of the subordinates to carry it out. Number three is accountability. Accountability basically means responsibility, your answerability. So when a superior assigns some work to a subordinate, he is answerable to his superior. For example, A is at the top level, he has given some work to B, and B has further given to C. Now B cannot say that I am out of this job and I am not answerable. So A will surely ask to B only. A will not ask to C. So this is known as accountability of B. He is answerable to his boss, whether he has delegated the work or not, but he is the one who is answerable to the boss. You can understand difference between these three better in this way. So first is meaning of authority is right to command, responsibility is the obligation to perform the task, and accountability is the answerability for the outcome of the assigned task. If I have delegated my work to others, I am no, I can't say that I am not answerable. I will be always answerable to the senior. Number two, origin. Authority arises from formal positions because I am on some position in the organization. That's why I have authority. And responsibility comes when authority is delegated to someone. Then accountability arises from responsibility. This is my responsibility given to my boss, given from my boss, and I am going to distribute this authority to others so that the work can be completed. So accountability arises from the responsibility which is given to me from my boss. Flow. Authority always come from senior to the subordinate, and responsibility is upward, means responsibility is my responsibility to my superior, so from subordinate to superior. And accountability is also in the same way, from subordinate to the superior. Number four is withdrawal. Authority can be withdrawn anytime by giving notice that I am taking your authority. Responsibility. Now if I am responsible for something, I cannot say that I can't take this responsibility. If my boss has given me some responsibility, I cannot withdraw that. And accountability also cannot be withdrawn once it's created. So accountability is also same. If my boss, so when you are understanding the concept of accountability, keep three positions in mind: top level, middle level, and lower level. So for example, my top level has given me authority, I am working on the middle level, and I have given work to the lower level, है ना? So when I am answerable to my boss, that is accountability. When my junior is answerable to me, that is responsibility. These are few points of importance of delegation of authority. Number one, it reduces the executive's workload. See, if I am thinking I am going to do whole work, then it will, I will not get free to do some core areas, to work on some core areas. But when I am delegating my work to others, I can concentrate more on the creative work. Number two, employee development. So if I am giving chance to my juniors, they are getting opportunities to utilize their talent also. So in this way, it develops their skills, and it will enable them to perform complex tasks also. Number three, quick and better decision makings are possible because my subordinates are granted sufficient authority, so they need not to go to superiors for taking decisions concerned for routine matters. So they can take their decisions on, and in this way the decision making can be fast. Number four, high morale of the subordinates. The subordinates also will be motivated because they are doing something new, and the authority they are getting is they can use them as an opportunity to display their efficiency and capacity. Number five is better coordination. So the element of delegation, that is authority, responsibility and accountability, help to define the powers, duties and answerability related to various jobs. So which result in development and maintaining efficient and effective coordination also in the different people working in the organization. These are the three principles of delegation. Number one is degree of authority must be equal to the degree of responsibility. This principle we have done in chapter 2 also. Means authority and responsibility should go side by side. Authority should not be more, should not be less than the responsibility whichever is given to the subordinate. If authority is more, it may be misused. If it is less, the task will not be complete. Number two is delegation does not mean abdication. Abdication means that I cannot say that I don't know why the work is not done. I can't go out of the picture. For example, if a superior has delegated his work to the subordinate and subordinate has not done the work, then obviously the superior is answerable to his superior. He cannot say that I don't know why the subordinate has not done work. So we cannot go out of the picture that I have given work to this person, it is his responsibility to complete the task. No, we cannot go out of that. We will be accountable to our superiors. Number three is a delegated authority can be redelegated also. It is not that once I have delegated the authority, I cannot take it back. It is not that. Anytime I can take it back. Reason can be any. For example, I have divided work in 4 people. Afterwards, I am thinking that 4 people are more. Maybe I am taking the authority and then I am redelegating in 2 people. So I can do in this way. So this is the right of the superior to analyze the performance of the subordinates, and if it is felt that there is a misuse of authority or responsibility is not carried out as expected or any other reason, so the delegated authority can be taken back and maybe redelegated to the other employees. Dear students, you have test of chapter 3 management and business environment. Kindly revise it properly so that you can perform well in your exam. Thank you. Have a nice day.